All right, this is profoundly frustrating. I don't. Let me just take a quick look and see. Ironically, my ISP just sent me my bill. I'm like, if your internet doesn't work. um, okay, so I'm gonna try and run through. I'm gonna try and run through this last round one more time. Again, if somebody can just give me a verification that the stream is back. This is gonna be horrible for VODs, but I mean, there's really there's no practical way to deal with that at this point. So what I'm going to do, um, if there's another problem with the connection, I'm going to properly unplug the router, put it back in, see if that will fix things. But it's just killing any momentum on this stream, and I do apologize for that.
Warmth. Something called us here. Something called us here. Something special.
See.
This place is different.
There is no.
They have a message for you.
This makes me wonder if there's like a face here.
Can you see it? So still. Hopeful. Feel it.
We give you this moment as reward.
This is what it feels like when you follow your destiny. You know what to do. Listen to this place where you belong. The beauty of it. The air is golden. Beautiful. This place is beautiful. I like it here. Let's stay here. I feel safe here. Not trapped anymore. No screams, no pain. Free.
This is an interesting parallel to the place with the hidden folk, because there was also that feeling of safety. And I'm trying to remember if the Furies had said they wanted to stay there as well, but obviously well, maybe not so obviously, but the implication on this one is that this is a real place, save for the fact that my traveling companions have just vanished.
Drink deep. Wonder. Remember. Or there may not be others.
But again, if somebody, I guess there are two things that would help me a lot right now, given the connectivity problems. If somebody can just verify that the stream is back. So the best I can say is if you don't see something in chat, if you haven't seen somebody else say that the stream is back, that means I don't necessarily know that people can see what's going on. So even if you don't normally talk, it would be helpful to me if people can communicate that. But second of all, if the stream goes down, also thank you, Jamie. Also, if the stream goes down, so I try where I can to notice it, but of course, if there's something going on in the game, I'm less likely to notice that, but I usually do notice stream things as well. So that is one thing that's not annoying to me, is if somebody writes that the stream is down. Now, the drawback there is that if my internet is down, I'm not necessarily going to see that on time. Yeah, the communicating on that front, I think, while we're going through today, will be helpful. It sucks that I'm spending the time talking about connectivity things rather than the sequence that we just went through, but we will we'll get through. Well, that's not just. I'll just clarify for you, Jamie, that's not just for you. I know there's a few people who like lurking, which is nice. I never want to draw people out,
You were always meant to come here.
but
It's always part of the plan.
in this case, it's
Destined to be here.
especially because it's been a couple of times. So whatever growth in terms of audience happens just gets arrested as soon as the stream stops. It does make it a little difficult to tell when the stream's just being quiet or if there's a technical problem I'm not realizing.
In this land, you may catch sight of the Landicid, the spirits who embody the sacred places, the rivers and rocks. Do you see the Lady of the Mountain, the Fiak Kunan, who bathes in the waterfall and lets the drops fall on her shoulders?
All right, so I'm going to take a minute here. As long as the Furies stay quiet, I'll try and talk a little bit about some of the stuff I wanted to mention before. So I particularly appreciated connecting the battle with Iltoiger to Senua's previous journey. And there's a few reasons for that. Most of this is sort of storytelling. Most of this is storytelling based, but I also think it's also kind of interesting in terms of variety, in terms of challenges that you'll see in the game. So the combat's very engaging. It's definitely, I think if you're going to be going up against one of the big bads in the game, you sometimes want to have something that's maybe a little bit more than the encounter that you had when Iltoiga was first summoned, right? It'd be nice if you can have something that's sort of equal to the moment. I think also more importantly is that we don't really have any doubts in terms of Senua's abilities as a warrior. It's not something you want to ignore about her, but if the only thing that she can do is hit things, then that would arguably be a step back in terms of who she is and what she's capable of. And there's a few things that I think are really interesting in terms of storytelling here that I like. So for some reason, I've been thinking quite a bit about Beowulf, which I haven't read in a while. And I did say in a previous stream that I want to read that again. But I've also been thinking a little bit about how people have been sort of following up on Beowulf. It's obviously a very old story. It's, one of the first, if not the first, in terms of what we would kind of consider to be English literature. Or at the very least, you get that at the start of the English literature courses. But what I've noticed is that when you see modern takes on Beowulf, there's a few different ones. So there's there's a Robert Zemeckis animated one that they did. There is an Antonio Banderas movie. This is an old one called The 13th Warrior, which I think was based off of an adaptation called Eaters of the Dead, I think. There was one that was actually a Canadian-Iceland co-production, I think, called Beowulf and Grendel. And maybe not The 13th Warrior, but I think one thing that is true among a lot of these is that the modern take is one that I kind of get, and I think the story can be done well, but I also think it's been sort of overdone lately. And this is basically the what if Grendel was actually the good guy scenario. Or we've all seen a few different ones. I guess Wicked is probably the best example of this, but what if the bad guys were actually good guys? And there can be some really fun things you can do with that, but unfortunately it's been picked up enough that this has kind of become its own cliche. And I feel that if you're going to tell that story, you want to bring something new to it. So in the case, I'm really on the fence. I did not see the animated one. I did see Beowulf and Grendel. I actually saw it on the big screen because you got to support Canadian cinema. Actually worked, so it was partly because the director, he worked on a TV series I was working on and slightly shamed me into into saying, it's like, you need to watch an epic on the big screen. I think it's just trying to get anybody in the theater. I didn't dislike it, but there is something kind of interesting that they do with those stories of like, what if Grendel was actually the good guy or some equivalent? And usually what these stories seem to have done is they have made it so that King Hrothgar has committed some sort of injustice against sort of Grendel or his mother, and that is the that's the original sin. That's the twist. And I don't think that that's necessarily a bad way of doing it, because of course, a big thing about this whole story is, you need to go and avenge your comrades or whatever. So, having this sort of antecedent to what's depicted, and sort of this idea of, okay, you weren't actually given the whole story and now we're going to give you that twist. There's, like I said, there's ways of doing that story in an interesting way. But on the other hand, right, is you can also sort of see, I don't know, I'm not going to try and attribute a cause to this, but you can see how this is also like, oh yeah, well, Beowulf was just fake news. Like maybe we don't need more stories about how the official record isn't the real version, right? Or at the very least, maybe we want to put a slightly more interesting spin on that. The same way that maybe, we've had enough anti-heroes now that maybe it's not sufficient that you just bring, the anti-hero. It's a little bit like Watchmen, how apparently when Watchmen came out for like years afterwards, effectively every comic book gave like every hero like a limp or or an eye patch or something, and that was adding character depth. So the reason why I'm kind of going on this big rant here is that I do actually think there's something kind of neat going on with Eltoiga. So, there is a cause, right? We have a motivation for the giant. And yet it's not, it's not necessarily this sort of story of, okay, actually it was the people who were at fault all along. What's happened is that there is sort of this monster, but it's a monster for understandable reasons. And in fact, what Senua is bringing is sort of her understanding and her own confrontation with these issues, right? And she's breaking the chains. And I really like this touch because it respects the journey that Senua has already gone on. But in terms of sort of the mythology, right, in terms of all of the things that we see, right, you've got the hero who kind of goes off and brings this special thing, brings this, artifact, or brings this knowledge to, come and heal the wounded land or anything like that. And that's exactly what's happening with Senua. And I think more importantly, there is something more than just the Grendel story happening here, where, because Beowulf's more than just Grendel, right? Usually with the confines of an English class, you have you only get to do the first part, but there are also questions about rulership. I think a story that isn't always handled as well, but can be a really interesting story, and one that I'd kind of like to see more of, would be, we have a lot of stories about effective warriors, but there is actually the whole business of governing, and being a good warrior is not the same as being an effective ruler. And I mean, you can sometimes see figures like that. So like if you think of Game of Thrones, which is becoming a little bit of a dated reference now, but I think most people are familiar with, right? Robert Baratheon is an example of that. Someone who is a more capable fighter than a governor. Whereas someone like the Lannisters, who you would say are not sort of your ideal rulers, at least in terms of, serving the interests of the greater populace. they are very capable administrators, even if they're not necessarily courageous on the battle. I mean, so I don't want to deny the Lannisters their martial capabilities, but one of the points made about Tywin is the fact that he is able to achieve some of his aims without. He's able to achieve some of his aims without necessarily confronting the Starks on the field of battle. When you read it for college, I thought it was interesting structure. The hero fights 3 enemies and succeeds every time. No complications. People don't write that anymore. So it made the book stand out. That's actually a really good point, actually. It's like sometimes we get a little too clever for our own good, and we try to add more flourishes to a point where something simple and direct offers more. Again, there is something kind of interesting about the idea of sort of the passage of the role of the ruler going on there as well, but that's the one that I'm least familiar with too. But in any case, so this is the thing, right? If Senua is only good at fighting, then she's not going to be able to bring about the change that we see needs to happen, right? If it's about the fighting, arguably you can end the story with Eltoiga, and even then, probably you'd see that as a battle rather than trying to evade and break the chains as opposed to break the giant. And so I think that's maybe the last part that I think is interesting about that interaction. And this is obviously not going to be what this style of storytelling is about. But of course, the famous work, Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and the idea of if you know the enemy and yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. That, I think, is a little bit of what's going on here. So in the case of Senua, again, she's overcome her personal challenges. That's what the first game is about. Here we've been given a very specific objective of ending slavery, or at least maybe not taking revenge, but stopping the slave takers. But in order to do so, it's not just feats of arms that have been required, but the ability to show people a completely new way of existing, to move just beyond the immediate concerns that they have, but to sort of shift outside of that, this paradigm, this sort of steady state that they've done, in which everybody's sort of fighting for those scraps. And it's why all of this... So it's why the story can't just end with the Eltoiga fight, but it's why everything that we've seen since then has also been really interesting, right? Where Thorgister's getting worried about the fact that he's coming to a village which is not necessarily going to think very fondly of him. And the idea that this, the old man who's been sort of the subject of threats and maybe more of a guide to Senua, it's like, don't worry, I'll take care of you. In this new world, again, it's not just feats of arms, but it's the ability to sort of build those bridges and to create unity, which is required. Which, again, is already hinted at in terms of Senua. The Furies have already said that, he's beginning to understand, but we need more than just fighting. And again, these are things where this could have been an interesting and a very good game if we just did some variation on, what if Grendel was the good guy all along? What if the giant was the good guy all along? But it's actually, it's pushing even further. It's going to much more interesting places. And I like it for that. In fact, I would say that given the number of filmed representations of Beowulf, sorry to focus so much on Beowulf, it just happens to be the one that I'm thinking of a lot in terms of this when I play this game. I think it's actually outdoing a lot of the adaptations that are trying to sort of do a close reading of the work and pull something interesting out. I actually think that this is taking a lot of the ideas and pushing them forward in an interesting way, mostly because I think it's engaging with some of the other ideas that it wanted to bring across, especially in terms of what a gaming audience might be willing to take on. So, anyways, that was a bunch of stuff I was sitting on during the Eltoiga fight. By the way, I love that touch where you just touch the side of the wall. I wonder if I can provoke that again. No, guess not. But yeah, that was something I was sitting on and wanting to say for a bit. I'm hoping it's at least somewhere in the ballpark of what they were trying to do with this. I also can justify staying around here for so long, saying that it's Senua wanting to linger in the nice place. I really like they have that nice god ray there, but then you get the secret.
The Skald's verse tells how Grettir made many enemies with his proud and overbearing nature. Always quick to anger, his strength and fighting prowess meant that even the most trivial of quarrels met a fatal end. The kinsmen of those he killed or maimed were angry, and because he was an outlaw, no one was allowed to help him.
Sounds like we're getting closer to our companions. I hear the humming at least. God, I don't even know what the... Oh, right.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
This whole island could be
Even now.
What's happening? Who are these? An ambush.
Guiding the Björk to our door.
She knows them.
Is this what you've been reduced to?
How does she know them? Why does she hate them?
Let him go! No.
All right, looks like we've got our first set of frame drops. Hello, Underwater Bog. It's not a very funny joke. It's just the Ilteuger, we had found sort of her whole kind of arc was the loss of her her child, and so ultimately the final battle was trying to not necessarily fight the giant so much as sort of break the chains and all of that. So between that, the mentor figure to Senua and the fact that we were trying to talk to the giant instead, that's all there was. Honestly, I just didn't know what to write for a title, so that's the only reason.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
This whole island could be
Even now.
What's happening? Who are these? An ambush.
Guiding the Björk to our door.
She knows them.
Is this what you've been reduced to?
How does she know them? Why does she hate them?
Let him go! No.
Who is this woman?
Ástríður,
Warrior.
this is not what you think.
She will kill him. She will slit his throat.
What is it?
I know this is going to be hard to believe, but you have to listen. This woman here, Senua, she knows how to defeat the giants. All of us, we've seen
She
it.
has to trust us.
us.
Make her trust us.
She will believe you. Impossible. They can't be killed.
We thought so too, but we saw it. We saw it, Austin. We're on our way to Borgarvirki now to tell the Gode, to make him understand that we can fight back.
He's telling the truth.
I did not ask you, rat. Shut your mouth, or I will slit your throat.
She is special.
I know you have no love for the Björk, but you can trust me.
Will she?
This is the turning point, Austinur. We can start over. Start to rebuild what we had.
Does she trust Falcon?
If this is true,
Yes.
She believes you. She wants to believe him. She's trying to understand.
if this is true, you, Senua, tell me now.
Look at her.
Say it is
She
true.
is exhausted.
You can speak.
She wants to believe you.
Speak to her.
She
Tell
wants
her.
to trust you.
Tell her the truth.
It is true. She will believe us. She knows. She can see that we bring hope.
We do.
Okay. Prove it then. There's a giant here.
Another giant.
Another giant.
He roams the beaches and sinks our boats, cutting us off from the sea.
More death.
And we're close to running out of food.
More darkness.
We can help these people.
You can overcome it.
Kill it.
We need to get to Borgavik.
Please.
Just remember, there are other people you must save.
I cannot let more of my people die.
This is how people will be enslaved.
Don't get distracted.
We should kill it. We've taken down one, but there is a whole land of them. We need the practice.
People will die if you help her.
And
People
I
will die
will
if you don't.
There's no way you can win.
Please. Senua,
People will die if you stay here.
we are dying.
People will die if you don't.
You have to help her. Now it is time to lead, Senua. Now you have to choose.
You can feel it.
All right.
Hold on to her.
We will help. Our people deserve hope too.
Harald,
She is
take them to the settlement and keep an eye on the Bjark.
We want to help her.
Can trust her.
Senua, come with me.
Trust us. Trust
I
her.
will show you the
Astrid.
giant.
Astrid.
All her life she had been alone. No, not alone, not quite alone. But in this loneliest place she has found others, lost in darkness, just like she was. Others who might look to her to lead them into the light. Can her shoulders bear this burden? She so learned to keep her guard up, can she ever let it down?
You are an outlander. Why are you here?
I came as a slave.
Can you trust
Taken
her?
by the Björk?
Yes.
You were taken by the Björk, and yet you come here with Þorgestur.
He wants to stop the giants too.
We want the same thing now. To stop the giants.
She doesn't trust him.
Be careful, Senua. The Björk can't be trusted. They demand food from us, and if we don't give it, they take us as sacrifice. Do you understand?
She knows what it's like to lose people.
Just like you.
Just like us. Senua, you can help her.
You can. She wants to help.
But can she?
I guess it depends which ones you...
You hear that? That's him.
That's him.
Can you hear him?
I think the question is what you think motivates the raids, Underwater Monk.
Xiaovarisi, the sea giant.
Do you see?
Where is he?
He brings the storms with him.
Cries born in the storm.
Where is he?
We haven't seen the sun in weeks. And with winter upon us, the storms will only get worse.
They are running out of time.
It's too late.
They will die.
All of them.
Come. Bardurvik's just over there.
Follow her.
He is calling to us. He knows we are here.
He knows.
My brothers used to come here to practice fighting. Sneak out. Follow them.
She's a fighter like you.
Learning by watching.
Like you.
They're dead now. I'm all that's left.
She is alone like you.
Alone in the world. Who do you have?
No one.
You only have us. She has us. We're here. We're always here.
What about your family?
Let me tell you
It's
about
just
my
me
dad.
left.
Don't tell her.
What happened to them?
Don't tell her. You can't tell her.
Senua?
I can't trust her.
She might understand.
She won't.
No one will understand.
No one knows what it's like to be you.
Don't tell her about your mother.
She will turn from you.
Turn from us.
Turn away.
They always do.
What about your mother?
My mother was a fighter. She never gave
A
up.
fighter like her.
Not even at the very end.
So strong.
She is not giving up.
My father. My father tried to protect her. But she refused to leave his side. I miss her. I miss all of them.
She loved them. She lost them.
We used to have an easier passage up. But we don't
This
have the
used to be a
tools to make
happy
repairs.
place.
Can feel it.
They built this.
Can you
They
climb
need a place
this?
to live.
Yes.
Astrid feels like it's nothing. She knows this place so well.
She understands it. She loves this place.
Even now,
Even after all of that.
she leads the people here.
Why does she?
Why does she feel responsible?
She's like you.
It's not a choice.
Your father. Was he the leader here?
Yes. He was the best of men.
A leader like your father,
No, a leader like you.
not like your father.
He was just, generous and kind. Too kind.
Too kind, what does she mean?
He trusted the wrong person. And he was betrayed.
A traitor.
Who?
He tried to follow in his footsteps.
She wants to keep her people safe.
She has to.
But it's hard.
She has to carry on for her father. What about you, Senua?
Sometimes it's best not to follow too closely.
What do you mean? Tell her you can trust her.
My father was a leader too, but not like yours.
Not like you're some monster.
You can lift your burden if you tell her.
Something's wrong here. Not right.
It's time for bottling!
He's strong like rocks. You have to hit harder.
I have no idea how to handle the fire. Alright, I think that's the first proper death that I've gotten in combat.
Eat what they kill. Don't let them kill you. Kill it. How do you kill it? It's so easy for them. Faster.
So far as I can tell, no. Usually just taking them out. At the very least, the game's not taught it to me.
Hit harder. There's no time to feel pain now, Senua. Keep going. Get him away from us. What are they made of?
Should have saved it for the fire guy. It does seem like if I hit shift, though, something happened with the fire.
To fight the Trigger.
How could she?
She sees we are strong.
She knows.
We can fight. You cannot trust her.
I was hoping it would show me one of those places to find a rune, but it's funny. As soon as she went out into the clearing, I was like, it's been a while since we've had some combat.
Where is she?
Nope. We're gonna have to use the special fire, unless we focus.
Wait, what's happening?
Something's happening.
Look around you, be alert.
This isn't right.
I'm sorry. They blocked your path. What do they want?
The symbol.
You try to focus on it.
Focus. It's there.
Something to find.
The hidden folk.
What is it? The world has changed.
It's different now.
The rain has stopped. Find a way to see. Can you see?
I see the curl part. I'm just struggling with the circle. Okay, so it's definitely directing me here. It's usually pretty obvious, too. Okay, so going up here. Wow. Now the other possibility is that I'm missing. Nope. Sorry, just give me 1 second here. Yeah, so that's not fixing anything. So I think it's specifically the fact that it's pushing me towards this one that's driving me a little crazy. So as far as I can tell, this is not going to directly make the shape that I want. Like this particular branch really feels like it's the one that I'm looking for, but oh. No. And if I had a guess, it's probably something about lining all of these up. Except that as soon as I start moving to an area where I get new perspective, the symbol kind of goes away. Okay, so this is where it starts signaling. As long as I keep pointing forward like this. Ah!
She needs the name.
Spending too much time looking at the wood. Of course, now it's probably not going to direct me to... It's probably going to do something different for the subsequent ones. And I apologize for being slightly distracted. I've got about 3 messages that all kind of came in at the same time. Guessing I can't climb up on this.
Find the next sign.
Find the next sign.
There'll be another one.
You have to find a way through.
Quick. How do you kill the sea giant?
She can't.
She doesn't know its real name.
She needs to know more.
You can only kill it if you find out more.
She is finding a way through.
Finding a path.
Find another way to see.
There's got to be another way. Keep looking.
It hovers in the air, waiting for you to find it.
Can you see it?
Hmm. I'm mostly just looking for a way to get up to that higher area. I know I can't trigger that when I'm elevated, which is fair enough. It doesn't look like I can drop. That would probably lock me in there forever. Okay, so as far as I can tell, I can't move anywhere. Well, anywhere relevant to the puzzle in this part. So I'm sure this doesn't require as much effort from normal people, but okay. So there's no way up for me here. Now, what would be intriguing is if I had another way of... Okay, so there is another... Oh. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, there we go. I'm really curious why it was making that symbol for me. It makes me feel like I'm missing something obvious, but... Okay. There we go.
She did it.
Again, took more effort than probably. And I'm guessing I want to cross into the next area in the quote-unquote normal world. Yeah.
We see everything. The hatred in their hearts. Salvaresi was born of this place. We saw it. Seek us again, and we will show you. If you can find it, look for us by the sea.
They are showing us the truth.
There is something kind of neat about the hidden ones presumably being so hidden because they're just fed up with the way everybody else is behaving. I have a feeling that whoever winds up as the librarian of Hush House probably has a similar attitude.
In your lands, traveler, they know that the Kailith, the Hag of Winter, is the one who hurls sleet and snow upon the land. She lives in a sea rock and rules the waves of the roiling winter ocean with her blackthorn staff. She strikes the ground to destroy the shoots of growing green, so the winter will lie long and low on the land.
So usually the other side story isn't too far away.
Draugar don't usually come this close to the settlement.
The Draugr.
I have to warn them. Your followers too.
They're here as well.
They're not my followers. I just showed them how things could be different.
But they follow you.
She was
I
weak.
see.
She left us.
Maybe one day
Don't
I can
trust
also
her.
see how things can be different.
You need to find the hidden folk.
Find them.
You're not coming?
There's something I need to find.
Bardavik is just along the shore. I would say be careful of
She
Draugar,
needs
but
to understand.
I see you can
Run
handle
away.
yourself.
She can't handle herself.
You are a warrior,
She
Senua.
left as soon as it was hard.
Why did the Draugr come here?
What were they looking for?
Are they following us?
Yes, they must be following us, following you.
What if she brought them here?
What if it was a trap?
She is strong.
She dealt with them.
We're gonna have more puzzles, obviously, although it may be only after we're out of the cave. By the way, this is totally the only thing that connects this to Hellblade 2 is the myth element. But I just wanted to say I read an article this morning that basically said, so it sort of asked the question, where do heavy metals come from? And the revelation was basically at stars kind of shooting them out. That's a terrible explanation, but basically that's the idea, that they come from space, sometimes, through the whole cosmic soup that we I don't even know if I can say we're all that familiar with, but yeah, like basically kind of explodes out of a special type of star, which is so amazingly frustrating for people who feel that we might want to move away from myth, because the whole idea of like gold coming from the heavens in this earlier primeval period is a little too on the nose for my taste. Oh.
It's changing their head. What is it?
Focus.
We are the only ones that know the truth. Earn our favor again, and we will show.
Anyway, the reason I say that is just the odd colored
This is the
metal
price.
makes
If
me
you want them to help you again.
You have to find your way to them.
Yes. What are we looking for?
Yeah, so I mean, it's just one step. I haven't seen. I don't even know if I've heard of that, but yeah, no. So like, I always kind of just think of these like old. There's stories of like, first there was a golden age, and then there was a silver age, and then there was a bronze age. It's kind of this story of continual decline, which communicates a certain worldview, but let's not dwell on that too much. But yeah, just as soon as I find out that in fact there is apparently, contemporary scientific understanding says that, yeah, basically once upon a time in the age of chaos, a bunch of stars just started spitting out gold, and that's the reason we have that in I'm wondering also, so like I've been kind of relying on the fact that the game normally pushes me towards like gives me a signal on the screen.
The right way to look at it. The right way to see. She did.
Oh, that's interesting. So I have to be cynical when everything is made of stars. That's a fair point, actually. This is roughly around, yeah.
Everywhere. Signs forming.
I used to be so much better at these. Oh, hang on. I think we're just looking for the, yeah.
Yes, she found it.
He found it.
Has drowned. You need us to find it. But you must find us first.
Keep looking. I always knew you would find it. It's not over till it's done. What else is there to find?
This is where he comes from.
The sea. They said so.
They told you.
I will say, too, despite... so I think the, like, searching for the rune sequences are interesting and worthwhile on their own. But I think adding sort of a little searching element like this really works well to just sort of show off these levels. Like, again, it can't really be said enough, but this is an absolutely gorgeous looking game. And like sometimes just looking at something awesome is reason enough. But there are definitely some like walk and talk sequences in the game. That gives you a chance to sort of show off these majestic landscapes. But I think if you do that too much, there can sometimes be a point where you're sort of like, okay, well, I do actually want to be the one playing the game at some point, right? I do, I would like to have some input other than just walking. And, for some people, that's not as important. But I think given the fact that this is an action game, I think there is a reasonable expectation on the player's part that they are going to be able to, not necessarily fight. Again, the game is less if every problem is solved by fighting, but I think there's a reasonable point where you can say, okay, I do actually.
The Skalds say Grettir, wounded by Seidr, was now so weak it was possible for his enemies to defeat him. Under cover of night, Thorbjorn and his men attacked his shelter. They tried to disarm him, but he clung so firmly to his sword, Kar's loom, that they had to cut off his arm to get it free. Then they used his sword to cut off his head, and the land's mightiest outlaw was dead.
Yes. But yeah, so the, I think it's perfectly reasonable for someone to say, it's like, okay, I did sign up for an action game. I do actually want to do more than just walk around. But of course, one of the strengths of this game is the balance that it does find. So, what I think works a little bit better than the walking sequences, although again, I don't dislike them, but I think one of the things that makes these quite strong is that the whole point of it is for you to go around the environment and look and see. And obviously this relates to the unique feature of Senua in both games. The fact that she has a particular perspective, which can be both an advantage and disadvantage. But the fact that it's...
Find the symbols.
Huh.
And you
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I can't... Yeah. There we go. Really? But yeah, so it's tied to the character. It's tied to sort of this special feature that Senua has that makes her more than just, effectively more than just the things that she's fighting. So I guess one of the things that can be interesting is, what is your character bringing to the table? Other than just being stronger than the enemies that they're facing. I think I might know where you're going with that, Jamie. I suspect it probably is tied to the walk and talk sequences, because I don't remember those as much in the first one. Or am I sort of misreading where you're going with that?
It's close.
There. Make it happen.
Yes. Sacred sign.
But yeah, anyways, where I was really going with this was just to say that...
she needs to know his name.
You have to find out.
She needs to understand.
If you want to kill him, you need to know.
I think the fact that...
They can help her understand.
You have these...
Follow the light.
There it is.
What does it mean?
The fact that you have these beautiful environments...
She is closer than she was before.
But you also have sort of a motivation for...
How did he come to be? They will show you if you follow them.
What is his story?
You need to know the truth. She needs to know the truth.
You have to find it out.
What is the truth?
I think I'm losing frames a little bit here, but...
Maybe he needs you.
So many truths.
Well, maybe not.
You're the only one who can help Senua.
Maybe she should just help herself. Help us.
No. Find the sign.
But yeah, anyway, so the fact that I'm kind of wandering around this area trying to find the symbols is a nice way to sort of let the, basically get the appreciation of how awesome this game looks, like to see all the environments and such. But to do so in a way that doesn't make me feel like I'm sort of being put into a segment that exists just to, justify the budget, let's say. And one of the reasons I wanted to mention that was because there's an old sort of doctor show called House. It's a really good sort of adaptation of the Sherlock Holmes stories in a hospital, basically. Hugh Laurie plays the main character, House. And like lots of shows, like House is not the only one to do this, but there's definitely a few sequences where the characters are just walking and talking. It's just a decent tool for exposition, and of course it takes place in a hospital, so there's going to be corridors, and there's doctors need to talk about the plot, so that's kind of why those sequences exist. But it can also be a little funny because one of the features of the main character, Dr. Gregory House, is that he has a cane, like he has quite a bit of pain in his leg, for which he takes Vicodin. So this is basically a nod to Holmes's use of opium. But one of the things I really liked about it, like it's a pretty well written show, so the people writing the show are not stupid. They know what they're doing, and they know people are kind of catching on to the trick. So one of the things I loved the most was at the end of one of those sort of walk and talk sequence where they're talking about the plot. Ooh. Okay, not close enough.
Are you sure you want to go? You may drown with him.
So House is talking with his...
What will she be able to see? She just needs to find the way. What are they going to show us? She has to trust.
House is talking with his friend Wilson, the Watson character in this story, and they're kind of carrying on. They've got the plot is plotting along, and they carry on. And at the end of this, oh, for heaven's sake, I went the wrong.
Will it? Keep it.
At the end of the sequence, I can't remember exactly what he says. I'm pretty sure it's the House character says, like, where are we going? And then I'm sure, like, Wilson says something to the effect of, like, oh, I'm heading the other way. I just know it hurts you, and, like, walks off. Which I thought, out of all of the different ways to come clean on the mechanic that you're using to get the plot across, I actually thought that was one of the more fun ones. Now, again, I'll give this game credit. I like these sequences, and I think it's a really good way of sort of showing off the wonderful world in a way that's consistent with the character and such. But during some of the walk and talks, I do occasionally remember that segment from House. I also kind of need to go to the bathroom, but I don't want to skip out on the game quite yet.
What is this place? Where are you?
I'll maybe wait for the save sign, and then I can take a break then. Okay, there's the save sign. I don't want to make it too long, but I at the very least need to go to the bathroom, and then I figure maybe I'll get a refresh of my water. But if you've been here since the start, or if you have just joined us, now would be a good time to get up, have a stretch, take care of yourself. Like I said, I'll try and keep it brief. I don't think I'll make tea or anything like that. Of course, as soon as I say that, I kind of want tea. I want tea. Well, we'll see. But I should be back in just a little bit, but I do need to sort myself out. So I will see you all in a little bit. All right. Thank you all for your patience. Sorry, my break sign's still up. All right, we should be able to see this through. Now, it does feel like there's quite a bit left to the game here, so maybe this won't be the final episode. I'll do my best. I don't think I can go too much later tonight, and I am going by the clock where I started streaming. I realized that there were a couple of resets partway through, but let's do our best.
This power she feels, that draws her on, the certainty. She wants to hold it, even if it blinds her. She's come to them again with another promise, another question. But there will always be that price to pay. The truth can drown you deep. They bear the heart of you, hidden for years. It hurts.
Down there, see the water. Where? What does it mean?
She has to go down again.
And what will be there waiting for her?
Be alert, Senua. Be careful. Always be careful.
Will he be there?
Sorry, forgive me. There's a really irritating thing on OBS I just want to get rid of. All right, thanks. It is also kind of interesting. We have the giant who's drowned, but of course we've overcome our own guilt in terms of the people who didn't make it from the ship. So presumably we're not going to be seeing people trying to.
There, look. They're here.
Focus.
Look, Senua.
I'm focused. You're just not giving me the.
Every monster was once a man. We will show you. Look. When the darkness came, the man stood shoulder to shoulder with his friends. They helped each other through the starvation and the fear, and there was a tiny spark of hope that never died.
Be sure to hold your breath during this sequence, chat, so that you can fully appreciate Senua's journey.
But then the giants came, and the Droigar. And worst of all, the Bjerg. Men who were stronger and more ruthless, who took all they had and wanted more. his friends, but he feared the men more. So when the men came to him and offered a bloody bargain, he agreed. He would, by trickery, make over his leader to them. And in return, they would not trouble him. And so it was done, and his leader was taken and died at their hands. The man was ashamed. He had thought himself safe. But they found out his secret, and all stood against him. They cast him out, and he wandered the lonely cliffs until the sea took him. The sea took him and turned his blood to brine, spat him back on shore, a giant. Now he wanders that same shore and hunts the ones he once called kin.
So now she knows.
Now you know.
He's not a stranger.
You have to tell her.
He haunts them.
You have to find her. Tell her.
Maybe she knows the name.
There he is. Look what he does.
He comes to the settlement.
He will never leave them. She has to stop him.
Find out the name, Siwa.
Then you can destroy him. Release him. Look at him. She sees what he does. The constant storm.
The constant fear.
No sunshine.
Nothing.
No light.
But the torches are still there.
They survive. In spite of everything.
She is strong.
Austritter holds them together.
She deserves more than this. They deserve more than this.
How has she kept them together?
We must find her.
She will help us.
Everybody too scared. Hiding.
This whole place like a wound that cannot heal.
Bleeds. Infects this place.
They deserve more, these people, Senna.
They don't deserve to suffer like this.
You can help them.
You can. You know what to do now.
Only you can do it.
Find Astrid.
She can. can do it. You can.
Okay, realizing the frames again. This is an interesting one compared to El Toiga. So the idea of someone who betrayed... I mean, this is presumably the guy who betrayed Astrid's father. But, there's lots of reasons to shut out a giant that's going to eat you. But particularly the idea that this is someone who had betrayed the leader and was outcast, and having all the doors closed to him is a nice little touch. It's definitely a much more fast run through the story, but
You have to ask her. There's more.
What were you searching for?
The truth. The truth. You need to find out.
Senua.
Ask her. Steady. Take your time. Tell her.
Your father.
There. That's it.
You told me that someone betrayed him. Who? Who was it?
She has to tell us. She will.
Why?
I need to know his name.
What does it matter?
The truth. It is how we will save our people.
I need to understand him. Please.
I wonder if it's
You
his
need to know.
brother.
You must know.
Tell me what happened.
We cannot kill the giant if we do not know. She's going to tell us. She trusts us. Look. No, she doesn't. She's ready. There. The question hurts her. She will do it.
When it all went to hell, people started coming to us for help. We were just barely scraping by, but
She doesn't like to remember.
we opened our doors to them,
She's trying to help.
even as the food was dwindling. And the Björk grew more demanding.
It's hard for her to say.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
Just like yours. Remember. You had a home once.
And then a man came. And we took him in. We made him one of us.
That man.
We trusted him,
What was his name?
and he betrayed me. He betrayed my father.
It's him. There is more to this than she is saying.
So I cast him out. I haven't seen him since. His name was Saikir.
The truth. There it is. Now we know the truth. Now you know. You can use it. You can trust her. Tell her.
I'm sorry. Saigir. He is your giant.
Truth. What will she do? Will she believe us?
I saw it.
She has to.
How?
You have to trust me. It was the same with Ingun. I saw her. I learned her name.
Something's coming.
They've never attacked the settlement because of you.
I'm with you.
You brought them here. Now fight. Take them on. You cannot do this alone. You have to help them, Senua. This isn't a choice. The trigger has to stop this. The Orchestra was fighting for them. Get up. You have to fight for them. What are you doing lying down? Get up and fight. Defend these innocent people. Ignore the pain.
Just tried to...
I underestimate you. Body strong like rocks, you have to hit harder. Senua! I'll sit her. Do this, anyone? So strong. They enjoy killing.
Well, time to get some practice with the fire guy.
Faster. Enjoy this. Enjoy killing. Give them pain. Keep going.
Okay, I keep trying to block that. I'm guessing that's just not an option. Ah,
Yes, you can win. Get up, get up. What's it made of? Enjoy pain. Get away from her! I've got you! Look out! You can do this! Watch out! There's no time to feel pain now, so keep going! Yeah, you can see the water and feel it.
thought I had the timing.
They are going to do. Faster. You have to hit harder.
good at the unfamiliar ones.
That's what they're going to do.
You bring death wherever you go. Carry it with you.
Bring it to everyone you meet.
Blood
Death.
follows you.
It's too late for her.
In front of your eyes.
More death.
Watch it.
More innocence dying in your arms.
Look into her eyes.
How could you?
See what you have done.
You think you can run from your past?
You can't.
Your past always follows you.
It's there. Right behind you.
Right behind you.
Can you feel it?
Always coming.
All the death,
Yes.
all the suffering.
Right there.
You have brought this on them.
He's right.
You, with your darkness,
All because of you.
your curse.
You tell yourself you are trying to help.
You have damned them all.
How will you keep going now?
How will you live with yourself?
With this heaviness.
Yes, feel it.
Let it weigh you down.
Feel it, Senua.
I can feel them.
You deserve to feel it.
I can feel them on my skin.
They will never leave you.
Each death inked in blood.
Yes, you can see it, can't you?
Blood.
On your hands.
Haunting you forever.
I will leave.
Yes, leave. They don't need you here.
Coward.
I will take it away.
Oh, Senua.
I will protect them.
It's too late.
You can't protect anyone.
Your father was always right. Your rot, your darkness,
Die with them.
taking over everyone.
Alone. Unloved. Unwanted. Senua! Are you hurt?
You don't deserve her help.
Don't show her. Don't let her in.
She sees us. She sees what you are thinking.
She needs you to be strong. Can you?
No,
Can you be?
no.
We need a plan.
She doesn't have a plan.
Why does she believe in you? You are nothing.
You don't know what you're doing.
No, Senua.
Death after death after death.
Think, think, think.
Death after death
think.
after death.
Are you sure? You still want my help?
You can't help her.
You are more than what your father thinks.
You are nothing.
Take her hand.
Trust her. You can do this together.
That depends on the plan.
Go. Go with her.
She is too kind. She's brought them here, the hungry ones. She made
ones who died. And there's only one way to atone. Go forward. Go on. Steel yourself for what's to come.
I know his name. I can draw him into the sun.
The sun never shines where Sjalvarison walks. He brings the clouds with him.
There's a way to part the clouds. We must perform a ritual to honor the sun, and draw a soul from wherever she's fled, and beg her help.
Vagrima.
Yeah.
Find a site for the ritual. We will go to the cave and wake the giant with fire. Then lure him there.
He may look slow, but he moves fast. Our people will slow him down.
Then I will speak his name and hold him fast. And bring him into the light. He knows my name. He saw me as I saw him.
Thank you, Algrins, and just letting the game talk for a bit. And
You can't do this.
I'll give you a proper hello after.
Hann kominn. Farið varlega.
This is also an interesting one because the last giant we only had ourselves. And I'm wondering if this is... I'm wondering if the Senua becoming more of a leader, or if this is because the giant was an outcast, and so you kind of need to bring the village together for this. Have you played either Hellblade or Hellblade 2, Algrins? This is a really wonderful game if you haven't.
Come this way. Passið ykkur.
Death is coming. You know what you have to do.
I think this one does a very nice job of building on the foundation of the first one.
He's here. Death is coming.
Look at the bones.
Death is coming.
Look at the bones. That's going to be you. That's going to be everyone. What makes you think you stay down?
He wants you.
I know you.
He needs you.
Okay, I'm gonna just restore the frames. It's kind of interesting. I will confess, the giants are these really tragic figures to a point where I kind of feel bad attacking them, so I'm also kind of glad that they show how horrible it is to be eaten by one. But I also think that's kind of the point.
I need to get to the Eye of the Storm. Find him.
I've never seen Attack on Titan Elgrins, but I'm bad with nerd culture. I'm one of those fake nerds who only does it for the money and the women.
The storm is too strong.
Oh, here we go. May not make this last one because of the hesitation. No.
Saegir, I can help you. That was my manly Norse war cry, by the way.
That's a nice touch. Should have paid attention to the shadows. I'm not gonna lie though, it is actually really funny to get hit from something on top. It is a surprisingly Looney Tunes for, it's a great sequence, but like it is a little Looney Tunes for a very serious game at a dramatic moment.
You don't want to hurt them again. Come back, Segir.
Every monster was once a man.
He was lost.
And you found him.
You brought him here. Home. Now he can rest.
Rest now, Segir.
Poor Senua.
It's too much.
Too much for her.
All the grief.
All the death, the others.
Their pain.
It's too much.
She can't do it.
Not alone.
But she isn't alone.
Is she?
Another haunted spirit given peace. Another victim of the ravaged land now rests. A promise kept. But the lives lost in calming the storm, they cut deep.
It weakens you. Each death. Does it hurt you?
She doesn't
Can you
trust.
keep going?
She is so hurt, so
Yes.
broken. She needs to see.
The biggest fight is ahead.
Always.
The giant of Borgavarki is strong.
We are
But I believe in you.
Together.
I want the bloodshed to end. Are you ready?
He will stop the sacrifices.
And she will
Yes.
fulfill her promise.
She is ready. We are ready.
I won't lie, El Toiger was a really sad one, but that giant fight really, that one hit a little close to home.
Each life lost hangs over her. She feels them on her skin. Their voices calling, and the ones who live, their voices too. Their pain and guilt infect her, but she can't let them lead. She has to see the path herself, clean and clear, and find the strength to follow it, even as dead hands pull her back. She has to find the light within and hang it in the sky to guide the others.
One detail I learned about this
What is
game.
it like, Borgaviki?
It is cheerless in winter. But the people are fed and housed and safe.
Safe. She knows why they're safe. Safe because of the blood.
What were you
they
going to
spill.
do when you reached it? Before you knew about the giants? Kill my father?
I came here to
This
stop
is
him
why we
taking
came
my
here.
people as slaves. I think I could have killed him
She might
to
have.
make it all stop. But I didn't know everything then.
What good would it do?
I wonder now. Would killing him have changed it? The darkness runs deeper. The Björk fear the giants, and you'll do anything to be
worst
safe from them.
things. They would keep murdering us.
If I had killed your father, would someone else have taken his place and kept the blood
Yes,
flowing?
they all believe in love.
We couldn't see any way to be
He needs you
different.
to show him, show all of them. Show them how to fight the giants.
But now,
It's different. It's different. No, she can't trust him. Don't trust him. Don't.
See, Helgrins? This feels almost like a bug, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so one thing, I think this is correct. For what I understand, the actress who portrays Senua was a staff member at Ninja Theory, I think. Which, you know, for the first game, that's already really impressive. But obviously there are sort of depths that they're going to in the second one. I don't know, like I definitely don't want to deny someone a natural talent, but it does make me wonder if this is something that, you know, if they had some sort of ambition to act before and just hadn't been given the opportunity, or if this was just genuinely, you know, they landed a role that was perfect for them and then just really, really delivered. Either way, it's a really impressive performance. But I think the idea... first of all, the idea that it's not just someone who is on staff at Ninja Theory, but I think it's worth... Well, sorry, not someone on staff, but I think it's the fact that it's someone on staff at Ninja Theory, which of course means you're already probably at the top of your field. I have a feeling this is probably one of those people who are frustratingly very good at everything. Either way, though, it's definitely a very memorable performance.
Wait, is this Jarnvidir?
what?
They're scared.
We shouldn't go through here.
No.
Why not? What is this place?
Why?
Those who enter here don't always come back.
What does he mean?
We could go around it. We would need to backtrack. It would add a day or two to the journey.
More than a day or two if we're dead.
This is the path we need to take.
She's not listening to
I'll
us.
lead you through.
All
She's
right,
so sure. How can you be so sure?
let's go.
He is with you. The others will not follow.
After you.
Lead the way.
She doesn't know what she's leading them into.
You don't know what you're doing.
What do you know about this place?
This place is nothing special.
There's something malevolent in here.
Something evil.
Something you
What is it?
can't fight.
Something he can't fight.
Spirits, or the hidden folk nobody knows.
The hidden folk will help us.
Those
It
that
is
make
them.
it out,
It could be something
they
worse.
come back. Changed.
Changed how? What does that mean?
Changed how?
Fearful. Scattered. Like they left something behind.
They left their souls behind.
Don't lose your soul, Senua.
No. You don't know what's in here.
I can feel their fear. You've been here before.
A night forest.
A haunted place.
You know what to do.
There is no way through.
We have to go back.
Wait.
You can find a path that they cannot.
Look for it.
Look.
I can feel something watching us.
Watching.
Where? I don't like the sound of this.
You can't feel it. Why?
Too. Have your weapon to hand.
Weapons will not help.
Here.
Your sword is no good.
Keep steady. Try not to jump at shadows.
What do you know of shadows?
We know. You found a way through.
Yes. Will they follow?
Do you hear that?
What?
Something is following
What does
us.
she hear?
Just alongside. Listen.
I think I can hear it.
I don't like it.
This place is not quiet.
Not calm.
Noises everywhere.
Everywhere.
I hear it again.
She is terrified.
Listen. Why can't I see it? Wait, there. Above us. What is that?
Do you see it, Senua?
I think it's a river you hear.
Let's keep going.
Astrida is scared.
Why isn't Senwa?
We passed this way before.
This place is shifting.
We're going in circles.
Changing.
So confusing.
What to do?
How? This way's blocked. We'll have to find another.
So I think it wants me to properly turn around.
Where are you?
They trusted you.
You brought them here, and now you let them get taken?
How could you?
It's your fault.
Alciter.
She didn't want to come here with you.
You made her.
Now you have to find her.
I can't find you.
She's gone.
Gone forever.
She's dead because of you.
Dead.
Did they turn back, or he's
Augusta.
gone too?
They're all gone.
Brought them here.
Where are you?
You brought them here.
Now they are lost.
You brought them here to die. Don't listen to him. They followed you.
Doomed to die alone in darkness.
Stay strong.
Or crawl out, cowering, witless shadows.
Here's the shadow.
You'll bring death with you, Senua.
He will follow you.
You brought them here to die.
I'm trying to still hunt down the stories.
They followed you.
They trusted you.
They shouldn't have.
You led them to their death.
How could you?
Well, clearly that wasn't it.
You can't find them.
If she can,
She might find them.
keep looking. You might save them.
They're all dead.
Alciter.
Who's that?
A figure.
Someone there. Astrida is alive.
She's safe.
You have to help her.
You called to her.
Alciter.
I don't see you.
Why can't she see you?
Senua, is that you?
She's terrified.
So lost.
I thought I lost you.
Lost in the
I'm
darkness.
here. Where are the others?
I don't know. I turned around and you were all gone.
She's
What is
terrified.
happening? There are voices at the edge of hearing and movement all around.
You understand this?
Figures in the shadows.
You know what that's like.
You know it.
I think I see them in the trees, but when I look again, there's nothing there.
You can help her.
Her fear. It makes her see what isn't there.
None of this will hurt you. Don't let it rule your mind.
That's it.
I can fight things I can see.
Yes.
Things that bleed when struck with a spear. I'm lost here.
She's
I
changed.
know how you feel.
We know.
Believe me.
We understand.
But we have to keep going.
Understand.
Stay strong, Astrida.
I will get you through this.
She can help her. You
Yes.
can help her.
Yes.
You
Get
can
her
get her out of here.
Follow her.
People say this place burrows into your mind and finds your fears, then torments you with them. I only half believed.
She knows what it's like.
You know what that's like. This place is preying on them.
The past takes me back into the woods. I don't want to be alone here.
Help her.
Follow the river upstream. I'll find my way across to you, I promise.
You have to.
Can you make promises, Senua?
Promises you can't keep.
Can you keep your promise?
What if you never see her again?
What if you never see her again?
Lost forever.
Who's there?
A figure. Fargrim.
Is it?
Who is it?
So dark now.
Misty.
Misty.
Dark everywhere. It's him.
Fargrim.
Fargrimmer.
Senua? Senua, is that you?
Lost.
Well, the game crashed on me. So, let's see if I can recover it. I am somewhat tempted to check in with everybody here. So, by my count, I had about 10 minutes left for the stream, and I do have some things that I need to do tonight, as well as get to bed at a reasonable hour. What I do know, though, is that apparently, is it Borgravikiri? I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it, but I do know this is sort of the last chapter that we're on. Now, I think we're close enough to the start of this chapter that I can probably justify doing it on Wednesday, and then, you know, we'll probably talk a little bit about the game, and then if we have, I don't think it'll take like the full duration, but you know, maybe we can move on to Ace Attorney there. But is everyone okay with that idea? Because I realize, you know, for some people you're going to want to see the ending of that, and I know if I start if I start this close to the end, for some people it may mean that that they miss the end on that. But I prefer that to like trying to do a little bit of, like, I think what will potentially happen here is if I try to go further, I'm going to have to end the stream anyway, and then we're only going to have like 1 or 2 sub chapters left by the end of this. So no objection, you just heard Ace Attorney. Yeah, I figured. That was kindly gifted by Vesper Fortune. So I'm inclined towards that option. Maybe speak up now if you don't think that's a good approach. But I think you get in for tonight? Okay, cool. But yeah, so what I'll do, I'll try where I can. I'll try and telegraph when I think I'm going to start streaming. I'll try to make it as close to 7 o'clock as I can on Wednesday, keeping in mind that I'm not fully out of the woods in terms of work. I've definitely made good progress, but I definitely have some to get through. And again, it's I think probably my Twitch thing says about an hour less than I've actually been streaming because of the interruptions, but I promise you I did do the full thing. Anyways, I noticed that Prosciutto Fist just started streaming, so I will leave you in her capable hands. She is streaming the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered. And I will mention we had a lot of fun tormenting her over the fact that her chat wasn't working. So we created a small revolution in her channel while the chat wasn't working out. So feel free to reference that if you would like. But for me, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to get the stuff that I need to do done tonight and try to get something of a proper bedtime tonight. But thank you everybody for watching. I will be back Wednesday with more Hellblade 2, and then we'll probably move on to Ace Attorney on Wednesday, and then Cyberpunk on Friday. I'll see you then. And thank you for stopping by Revive Snow. For those of you not familiar, there you go. All right, say hi to Pro for me.